All right, as far as the injuries go, really the Felix had hurt his hand at the end, but continued to play. Listen, my hat goes off to Sean and the Bills. They did a nice job. They made plays when they needed to. Did a nice job with that. It's a great game to learn from for some of our young guys. Two good teams play each other. The margin between winning and losing is small, man. And so, and that starts with me. We can all learn from it and take something out of this and make us better down the road here. So we'll do that. It was good. I would tell you it was good to see our kicker kick. He had an opportunity here. Spencer did a nice job with the chances that he had. It was a nice pick by Connor on the interception, and Worthy and Noah had good days. Worthy will learn from the one on the sideline. We've got to take a peek at it on tape to see exactly what happened, but we were close on that one on the deep ball. So, and then Nazi led our team again with tackles. Time's yours. Yeah, so things you can learn. I mean, the main thing is that they're a good team, and if you have a few mistakes in there, they get capitalized on. But you keep battling, and normally good things will happen. But they did a nice job on that last drive, and so that's we got to take care of business on those. Yeah, I figured they probably would. Yeah.
Andy, on Josh Allen's touchdown run, how much of that is just Josh Allen? How much of that is tackling?
Yeah, listen, our guys, they were hustling their tail off to get to him. So he did a nice job. I give him credit for it. That's a tough one there.
Coach Xavier's had a couple of those close ones on the sideline. Is that more of a timing thing, or is that just a repetition?
Yeah, he'll get better at those, and then we'll get him the ball a little quicker as we go. So on that, but that I've got to see it. I want to look at it on tape and see exactly if he was able to drag his foot, if that was possible. If that's the case, then he can learn from it. Yeah. Yeah, they did a nice job with protection most of the time, and when they didn't, he moved around and made some nice throws. Listen, he's a good player, and he's got good players around him. So we've got to tighten up in those situations and make sure we do just a little bit better. Yeah, sure. That's where I probably could call some more runs when it was all said and done. But when we had opportunities, we did a pretty nice job with it, with the exception of the short yardage.
Andy, this is probably hard to answer, but how typically much do you get out of a regular season game when you do face a team in the postseason? I mean, are these points that you can draw on directly if you face the Bills in the playoffs with this experience?
I mean, listen, anytime you play them, you're familiar with them, but I'm not counting on anything other than getting back and getting ourselves ready for the next game, What's that? No, he did a nice job, though. Yeah. Okay. Oh, what you got? Yeah. Obviously, the second play, you don't want that to happen. So, I can help stay more aggressive with it down the road. So, yeah.
The Kansas City Chiefs suffered their first loss of the 2024 NFL season as Josh Allen led the Buffalo Bills to a thrilling win with a sublime late rushing touchdown. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs entered Highmark Stadium on Sunday with a perfect, unblemished 9-0 record. But their run came to an end against the Bills, who emerged 30-21 victors as the latest chapter of the Allen-Mahomes rivalry lived up to the billing. Allen threw for 262 yards and a touchdown in the win, although it was his legs that supplied a potentially season-defining play. Facing 4th and 2 on the Chiefs' 26-yard line with the score 23-21 in favor of the Bills, the Buffalo offense stayed on the field as Sean McDermott put the ball in Allen's hands. And he delivered. The quarterback faked a throw before bursting up the middle, breaking tackles and shaking off defenders as he rumbled into the end zone. The 28-year-old flexed to the jubilant Bills Mafia fans as his run ensured the franchise maintained a crucial lead. The incredible run almost single-handedly boosts Allen's MVP chances, with the Bills moving to 9-2 while extending their 6-game win streak. Mahomes and the Chiefs' offense attempted to drive downfield, but the quarterback was intercepted as he attempted a deep ball on 4th and 13. Mahomes finished with 196 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, along with 2 interceptions, which he threw on his first and last passes of the day. In the 8 matchups between Mahomes and Allen, the series is now tied with each quarterback claiming 4 wins. The Bills have actually beaten the Chiefs each of the past 4 years in the regular season, but in the playoffs in 2021, 2022, and 2024, Kansas City sent Buffalo packing, including on the road as the AFC West franchise went on to clinch a second straight Super Bowl title. The win also means Allen's Bills are firmly in the race for the top seed in the AFC, which secures a first-round bye and allows for home advantage through the playoffs. Suddenly the 9-2 Bills are just 1 loss behind Kansas City in the standings and have the head-to-head tiebreaker clinched, with the Bills emerging victorious. The Chiefs will not join the pantheon of undefeated teams in the Super Bowl era. The 1972 Miami Dolphins won the Super Bowl with a perfect record, while Tom Brady's 2007 New England Patriots came agonizingly close only to lose in the big game to the New York Giants. The 9-1 Chiefs are next in action against the Carolina Panthers on Sunday, November 24th, while the Bills enjoy a bye week before returning on Sunday Night Football in Week 13 against the San Francisco 49ers on December 2nd. The Buffalo Bills knocked off the reigning Super Bowl champions in Week 11, winning 30-21 and making a statement to the rest of the NFL that they're not rebuilding, they're not reloading, they've been cocked and ready all year. And now they're letting loose on the rest of the league. Below we'll take a look at the game's most inspired performances, what we need to inquire about, what part of the team requires a better performance, and talk briefly about some irksome parts of the game. Even if the results don't completely show it, the Bills' defense played exceptionally well Sunday, starting on the first drive when they forced a Patrick Mahomes interception. Buffalo was able to consistently get pressure, come up with sacks and hits, and attack the Chiefs' offense where it had to. Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau, and Von Miller all came up with big plays throughout the game, with Oliver flashing in a way that he hasn't much throughout this season. Not only did this defense start the game well, but they finished this game. All in all, a very strong game from this defense, and one that should be encouraging as the Bills enter the bye week. Defensive coordinator Bobby Babich had this group playing high-level football against the best quarterback in the NFL, and this shouldn't be overlooked. Speaking of the best quarterback in the NFL, or at least someone who was always in that conversation, Josh Allen had an MVP-caliber performance Sunday. This Chiefs defense, much like last year, has been carrying this team throughout the season. It's a talented, well-coached group led by one of the best defensive minds in football in Steve Spagnuolo. Despite the Bills' run game not working and multiple receiving options unavailable due to injury, Allen took this game into his own hands and earned the right to catapult himself firmly into the MVP conversation. Allen was 27-40 for 262 passing yards and a passing touchdown while also rushing 12 times for 55 yards and a game-clinching touchdown. Of the 366 total net yards the Bills had on offense, Allen accounted for 317 of them, which is around 86%. That is an absurd number considering the situation Allen was dealing with, and if he isn't leading or in the MVP conversation after Sunday, it's because the NFL and how it is covered is simply broken and looking at the wrong things. This bye week could not be coming at a better time for this team. With injuries stacking up on offense and the timetable for a Matt Milano return coming sooner rather than later, the Bills' bye has turned out to be extremely well placed. The Bills did well against the Chiefs and certainly broke out some different tactics to go after the NFL's lone unbeaten team, but now they have a chance to get healthy, see what's working and what isn't, and how to attack the remaining teams on their schedule.